Welcome back to ESA Winter 21. We are raising money for Alzheimer Fonden. Links to donate can be found below the stream. We would also like to thank Koei, Tecmo Europe, Twitch, and ViewSonic for sponsoring this event. Now, it's time for Jaguar King running Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. Take it away.
Well, hello everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whenever you are in this world. I'm Jaguar King. Nice to meet you all. This is my second time being in ESA, so I'm actually kind of excited. So we're going to do Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. This is going to be the category first ending S rank, and we're going to start in a little bit. So yeah, technically we're going to do all the mission that's going to lead us to the first ending of the game. And then after that, we need to get an S rank in every mission. First of all, I want to introduce my friend and my colleague, Mr. Sarge Silent.
Yo, hello everyone, I'm Sergeant Silent. This is also my second time at ESA. I'm excited to be here and thank you for having me, everyone. Especially you, Jag. I'm super excited for this.
Yeah, me too. All right, we're going to start the countdown in 3, 2, 1, go. So, Peace Walker is originally a PSP game that was released back in 2002 by Mr. Hideo Kojima. Yeah, you know him. I guess some people know him. Yeah, we're playing the HD collection that was released a year later on Xbox Series X. Yeah, this game was released on the Xbox 360. However, we're playing it through backward compatibility on Xbox Series X. This is going to actually help us with like faster load times. And yeah, this is how we're going to do this run. This run is actually straightforward. There's going to be a lot of stuff that we're going to need to do here during the run. We're going to develop some items and equipment. Unlike other Metal Gear games, we have to go in from point A to point B. Here, we need to go back to Mother Base. Yeah, there's a Mother Base here, and we're going to have to develop some weaponry and stuff and equipments. That's going to help us a lot finish this game. We're going to do every mission, and we need to get an S rank for every mission. The requirement for S rank here is actually quite easy. You need to beat you need to beat the mission in a less certain time. It's different between a mission and the other. And you don't want to get an alerted or kill anyone. You can use ration, you can continue, hell, you can even restart the mission and that's it. You don't have to worry much about it. However, there are going to be some missions that is really, really hard to deal with, especially some of the vehicle missions, and we're going to have to be worried about them because they can actually be a huge pain in the ass, especially the tank mission, the second vehicle mission. This one is really, really brutal, so this is why I have my friend, Mr. Sarge, is where he can do some commentary during these hard parts. This is the tutorial mission. Nothing much. We're just going to go in from point F to point B and finish the mission. As we said before, it's really important to not get spotted. If I ended up getting spotted, I have no choice but to restart the whole mission. Because keep in mind, this is first ending S rank, not an any percent. So this is the most important thing. And I'm not worried about killing an enemy. Because most of the time we're going to have to use non-lethal weapon. However, there will be a situation where I need to react to the enemies in ways that might not end up killing them. And you're going to see that in the upcoming missions. So the most important thing that we need to worry about is not to get spotted. So we're going to have to be careful around it. Also, one more thing regarding S-rank mission, they're going to be QTA sequence. Yeah, this game introduces QTA sequence. It's really important to be successful in all of them. If you mess up an input, then you're going to lose the S rank and we're going to have to restart the whole mission all over again just so we can do that CQC sequence. I'm not worried about him because I actually have my notes here on the left side of my monitor, and I can read which input that I need to enter and I don't have to worry about like timing it or anything. For example, right now this upcoming input is going to be R1. I'm actually mashing it really, really hard. And then we're going to be triangle. It says Y, but it's actually triangle. I'm using a DualShock 4 controller on my Xbox Series X using a converter, which is really convenient, actually. So yeah, you can mash the upcoming input, and you do not have to worry about timing it whatsoever.
Yeah, one of the nice things about Peace Walker is that pretty much every button input can be buffered. So every time you see that load in the bottom right, we're already buffering the start press to skip the next cutscene. We're buffering the next QTE button to press. The game is very generous. Like, that skip right there was buffered, so we'll be seeing a lot of that.
Yeah, that is correct. That's the first mission, and we're pretty much done. However, we're going to go to the mother base, and we're going to have to do some menuing. So yeah, we have to recruit soldiers in this game by Fultoning them. And yeah, we're going to get ourselves a Fulton, and we're going to equip it. So this is the mother base. First of all, we're going to have to focus on developing R&D, because this is where we're going to have to get most of the weapons that we're actually going to need. And we're going to have to develop a weapon. Oops, small input mistake here. So here we're going to develop the Mark 22 pistol, level 2, and some smoke grenades, and then we're going to start the next missions. And yeah, they're going to be... Thankfully, this game is really diverse. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you can do here. We're going to go to the mission prep, and we're going to have to make sure to make Snake naked. Not naked in, term sense, but yeah, we're going to have to make him naked because he's going to run faster with this fatigue. And then we're going to do some equipment. We're going to equip the Fulton and the Love Box. Yes, you heard me right, Love Box. And then we're going to, Calorie Mate, which is going to regenerate the stamina for us. And the Mark 22 pistol and the M60, and we should be fine and for the first mission.
Yeah, loadouts are very important in this, and Mother Base is very important. So we need to be very strategic about what we build and what we put on. Any delay will add up quite a bit over time, especially if we enter a mission in the wrong fatigues. You will probably notice the difference in movement speed at some point when we do some swapping.
Alright, so this is the second mission. We're going to have to meet the Sandinistas. And in the meantime, we're going to have to take down any enemies that we find in our path and pretty much Fultoning them back to the mother base. As I said before, we need to develop mother base, especially R&D and some other stuff as well, so we can develop stuff and weaponry. Otherwise, we'll not be able to continue. If you pretty much continue through the game without developing anything, then you will reach some missions that you will not be able to do anything, and things will become harder and harder for you.
Yep.
Alright, so this mission is actually straightforward. The most important thing here is not to waste bullets. It's not because of the bullets, it's just the suppressor ammo. You see there's a bar on the right side of Snake's health. That is the suppressor ammo, and the more you shoot, the more you lose it. And in this mission, it's really, really scarce. So we need to be careful when we shoot and not waste bullets. Otherwise, we're going to lose time because of that. So yeah, I'm taking my time to take in these shots. So the suppressor should go down now, but we should be fine. There are going to be 2 soldiers here. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, shooting in this game is actually way harder than it looks like. There we go. And that's the mission. We're going to Fulton the last soldiers, and we should be done.
Yeah, the further an enemy is away from you, the more likely your bullet is to go wherever it wants into space. And this is one of the missions. The ending condition is you cannot have an alert status, which in S rank we already can't have. But additionally, the mission doesn't end until all guards have been taken care of in the room. And as we said on New Game, we need all these guards anyway, so we're already doing this the most optimal way.
That is correct. Here is another cutscenes and a bunch of QTE. This one is actually quite simple. All you have to do is just smash R1. And you do not need to aim or anything, as these ciphers will pretty much be on your line of sight. So this is actually really good. And to make these things a little bit easier for you. So yeah, if you're explain the story of this mission. So basically, Snake and his friend Kazuhira Miller got approached by someone who's actually from the KGB and telling them, hey, there are the CIA in Central America and they're actually doing something broading nuke here. I want you to go in and investigate why is that actually happening. And that's what we're actually doing. So we're pretty much investigating what is the CIA doing here, and we're going to have to meet with the resistance, which are the Sandinistas, and which you can actually recruit them to your mother base, and some more stuff's happen. I mean, it's a Hideo Kojima game. What do you expect? Okay, so now we're going to continue for the next mission. So Mother Base visited. We're going to have to visit Mother Base 4 times on the whole run. So we visited it this first time. We're going to do another mission, and after this mission, we're going to visit it for a second time. We're going to do some menuing in order to develop some like level 2 Volton, as we're going to need them for the vehicle missions.
Yeah.
Also,
Sorry, go ahead.
sorry about that. So yeah, I forgot to mention our main wave movements is using something we call the Loftback box. And yes, it's not a meme. It's actually the fastest way to move in New Game. There's a New Game Plus, by the way, which is there's a way faster than that, but it's actually the fastest method of movements. However, every time you use the box, you can actually dash by pressing R1 while inside the box. However, that actually like consumes stamina. This is why we have the calorie mate, which will help us a lot restoring the stamina and make missions really fast.
You could see how much Psych Snake has, which is the stamina on the bottom left side. It's the smaller bar. So every time he boosts, you'll see that go down. And you'll also hear this lovely noise, so get used to that. It's gonna be in your ears for the rest of the night.
Yeah, it's actually kind of hilarious. Also, one more thing about the movement tech in the game. It's really important every time I enter a new area, I need to enter it while standing up. You do not want to enter as crouching, as this is actually going to be making movements so slow and pretty much screw up with some of the cycles in some of the areas in the game.
The only exception to this is, like in MGS3, if there's a slope, you actually move at walking speed up slopes. They did not cap your speed, but outside of that, we want to be standing or box boosting at all possible times. And roll to use mates, because that keeps us going forward while we're in a menu.
Yeah, every time you use a box, the game will pretty much automatically put you in a crouching position, and we can like use roll thanks to that and save some time. Missed the shot. Okay, we're almost at the end of this mission. We're gonna pick up this POW here.
Yep. POWs usually have really good stats, so if we're passing one, we really want to pick them up. Especially at this point in the game, where the main reason we're picking all these soldiers up is the stats they provide. Everything we build in the game has a minimum requirement to build it, so that's the big reason we need these soldiers.
Mm-hmm. So that's the third mission. Now we're gonna return to Mother Base and do some menuing as well, as we're gonna have to menu and put some of the new soldiers that we actually picked up. And after that is gonna start the first vehicle mission, which is actually kind of a monk-ass because it's actually a scary one. But it's not the scariest. There are more scary, but this one, every vehicle mission is really scary.
Yeah. This game is very, very challenging for someone's first playthrough. The vehicles and bosses in this can get a bit daunting and grueling, especially when you consider that on a replay, there is over 40 vehicle missions in this game for you all to enjoy getting S rank on. But we did a second menu there. Jag, if you want to explain what's there, otherwise I'll get ready on this lab.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So the lab is our first vehicle. The basic way that all vehicles in this game work is vehicles have a number of units that we have to capture. So immediately what we want to do is stall the entire unit so that it stops moving. The easiest way to do that is to shoot the soldier in the front and then shoot one in the back so that he falls asleep. This is going to let us ram into the first guy, and then we're going to do a CQC and then a hold up on the other two. This is going to take all 4 guards out, and we need to Fulton them before this APC reaches a specific point in its cycle, which we did make. That's very good. And now that we've made that, we just have to wait for the LAV to drop off its next cycle of soldiers. In fact, that actually, it looked scary. This is actually one of the fastest ones I've seen. We normally don't even make it to that first stop.
Mm-hmm. That is correct. This is actually how we rerouted it. But we're not done yet. There's going to be a precise CQC that I need to do here. Let's see.
Yep. So this game has chain CQCs. All 4 of these guards are going to come out back to back to back to back. And we have to time the CQC so that as we throw him, we can grab the next one, the next one, and the next one. And you'll notice... Okay, we're good.
Yeah,
You'll notice as we throw them, sometimes they'll land under the APC and get ran over, which was the red. Sometimes they'll land on each other, which is the blue. But all in all, great mission so far. We're going to hit the fuel tank. It's going to break it. It's going to stun it, pop the captain's head off, and then we actually very rhythmically timing these Mark 22 shots. If you fire too fast, it will actually cause the captain to get stunned and gain a bunch of iframes. So it's very important that you actually time those Mark 22 shots. But that was a great LAV.
Yeah, that was actually kind of scary, but we actually made it. What makes these vehicle missions, especially the first one, is hard and scary is the fact that technically you're not supposed to get an S rank with the gear and the equipments that we actually have. Technically, you're supposed to come back to it with better equipment like smoke, other stuff like that pretty much helps you doing the mission, getting an S rank. But since we're doing this on New Game, we do not have the luxury for that, so we're gonna have to deal with what we actually have. And so this is why I came up with this strat, which is a little bit scary, but it works.
Yeah. It's really that, it seems like that third guard is the scariest one, but once you get past him, it looks like everything lines up. Assuming you time the CQC right. That also is kind of scary.
Yeah, timing it actually, it's the most important thing is the first thing you need to time it, and if you screw it up, things is actually like can go really haywire. And if you get spotted, especially on the vehicle missions, you will not be able to continue the mission, and you will lose a rank. And the worst thing about it is the fact that the vehicle, will pretty much the vehicle itself will not, the captain inside of it will not show itself up until like after way long time.
Yeah, you have to do a ton of damage to the vehicle, and it will be shooting at you the whole time, which we really don't want to do, considering we didn't go in there with anything to do vehicle damage.
All right, so we have rescued the Sandinistas commander, Amanda, and she has a little brother called Chico. We're going to have to go in and check him. This is the first mission where like RNG could be a factor. Chico will be on 3 different houses, and hopefully we're gonna get the second house, which is actually the best. It's not the fastest, but it's gonna make the second mission easier. The next mission after this one a little bit easier to do.
Yep. So I think it's just a straight 33% chance. So we're hoping for the second one. We can work with any of them, but that second one's what really matters. We also cannot investigate any of the doors during a caution. So if we trigger a caution on accident, we have to take care of it as soon as possible, as Jag just did there with that not clean headshot. Otherwise, we'll have to wait that out, and that's a long time. We really don't want that.
Yeah, I'm taking a small, like, safety strats here by picking up this prisoner. Usually I do not pick him up, but this time I'm gonna do so. Because in case like ended up like not getting the appropriate amount of soldiers and recruits for my mother base.
Soldier stats are fixed within a letter grade, but they could vary within that. So it is possible that we actually get too low of a stat. So picking backup soldiers is good for our marathon.
Oh, we got the first house. So that's actually the fastest Chico, but it's gonna make the next mission a little bit dangerous.
Yeah.
Because you might get spotted by a guard on the left side quite easily. But I have like a backup strat, so we should be fine.
Yep. So the next mission is going to start on that door that Chico was at. That's why it's not our preferred interest that we got that door. And as Jag said, the guard is literally looking down the road where we're going to come out. So, yeah, we have to react to that.
Alright, so now we have rescued Chico. We need to find the jungle train that pretty much carrying nukes in it. And we're gonna have to go in, and in the meantime, we're gonna pick up some stuff and fold in some soldiers, and after this is gonna be the hardest vehicle mission in the game. So yeah, hopefully things are gonna go good. So here I'm gonna do a roll. Alright, we got it. So yeah, that roll is really specific. And the timing for that box is also specific. If you do it too fast, he's going to spot you. He's going to spot the box. If you do it too slow, he's going to start moving to you, and he's going to spot you as well. So you need to time it correctly, both the roll and the box equipping.
Yep. And that was our first use of using a box to get up. This game really wants you to use your gadgets you bring, so you might see that a few more times, depending on what routes we have to take. Is the box really is our best friend in this game, for getting places both fast and high. This is also probably one of the longer missions, especially in any percent. You just don't have enough stamina if you wanted to just boost through this whole thing. So mates from pretty much this point on are going to become our best friend. Whenever we can, we're going to want to use them to be moving as fast as possible through this huge amount of open space they managed to fit across the 26 levels we do in this category.
Yeah, also I'm doing some safety, like taking care and not doing anything risky because due to how long this mission is. Because trust me, if I get spotted, we're gonna have to do this mission all over again. There are no checkpoints, by the way, so if we fail and get spotted, we're gonna have to restart all over again.
Yeah.
You could probably reach that.
Thank you, Miller.
Right, and we're pretty much almost at the end. There are going to be a bunch of soldiers. There are going to be 5 soldiers. It's really important to have at least 5 Fultons here, as you're going to have to pretty much Fulton all of them. Otherwise, you're going to lose some time. I think.
Yeah. On top of that, these 5 soldiers have decent stats, so we want them anyway. And we can get an alert during this, so we do have to be careful and make sure we take all of them out.
Alright, and that's the mission. So we're gonna Fulton all. And after this, we're gonna do our 3rd visit to the mother base, and it's gonna be like the 3rd visit for a while, as we're not gonna be back until way later into the game. And on this 3rd visit, remember that we have rescued Chico, so we're gonna have put Chico in the mess hall. Yeah, he's gonna be in charge of kitchen, and yeah, and that's because he have a high level for a mess hall. It's gonna help us a lot developing ration and curry later on. And we're gonna put the rest of the soldier that we got on the way to R&D, and this will allow us to develop more weapons, especially the M60. And the C4 and smoke level 2 if we have enough soldiers. Hopefully we have. I think we have. That's why we picked up that POW in the previous mission. So yeah, Chico to mess hall. And the rest of the soldiers that we picked up, we're gonna put them to R&D. I think we're short one, but no, we're good. So here, we're gonna develop the M60, smoke grenade level 2, C4, and we're done. And we're not going to be back to the mother base until a little while into the run. Now, the scary mission is going to start.
Yeah, for sure. So, this one is a tank, and unlike the LAV, the thing about the tank is it doesn't have a place to deploy soldiers, which means that the soldiers, after we take out the initial 4, are going to spawn in entirely randomly, which usually is very bad and very scary. So immediately at the start, what we're going to do is we're going to take these first 2 guys out, 3 shots each. That's going to stall the patrol, and it's going to get the 2 on the other side that we cannot see. They're going to come around, and what we're going to do is throw a smoke to get them stuck in it and coughing. This is going to stun them in front of the tank. We're going to walk up, CQC them.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, for some reason the tank hit one of the soldiers, so we're going to have to do this again.
All right. Yep. Sometimes the vehicles have a mind of their own, and that can happen, but that's relatively early into the mission. That's not too bad. So the same setup, take the 3 guys out. It's going to get the other guys coming, and the smoke is going to stun them in front of the tank. And what we want to do is do a... when we shoot a guard to get him tired and then slam him...
I'm not going to shoot him. But
Alright. It'll instantly put him to sleep, but in this case, we're just going to hold him up. And then after we Fulton these 2, it's going to get the tank moving. And the tank is actually going to run over those 2 guards, which does not count as a kill for us because the tank is the one who did it. So we got 2 guards spawning on the far left, and it looks like the other 2 spawned behind. This is typically what happens. We want to bait all 4 of these guards together. We're gonna shoot him in the head to kind of stun it so they all line up. Throw a smoke grenade to get...
That's unfortunate.
Oh.
Just a sec. We should be fine. But this is gonna screw things over a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, this is why this mission is scary, because these guards, like...
It's over. Let's do this again.
Ah.
Yeah, the random nature of the guard spawning is what makes this mission is so hard.
Yeah. They have, like, 5 spots, and if you're looking at the spot where they spawn, you get flashbanged, which does not help anyone. So... what we're hoping is good guard movement, specifically on the spawns that they all head together. Otherwise, we have to react to a situation like that. And we only have level... I think it's level 1 smoke still. They do not last very long. So our movements here have to be pretty precise and on point, or our smoke will run out. And if that happens, as you just saw, we will be seen, which is not great for us.
Okay, that's, I think, a better...
It looks like... Are they all right side here?
No, they do not. So we're gonna have to do some adjustments.
Someone attack! The enemy's attacking! Going to alert status! The enemy's attacking!
Where's...
Throwing... The other one is a little bit late, so that's fine.
Yeah, I see him.
Okay.
It does look like they're together, though, so this time I think we'll be good.
Yeah, I think we should be fine.
So, there's actually not a guarantee that these guys will go down in one CQC slam, as you saw that guy was still up. If you see Jag CQC slam a guy on top of another guy, that actually does extra damage. It's not super relevant in this mission, but it is going to be relevant in the next one. So now there's 2 more guards left. They're going to head to the last known location of Snake, which in this setup, I'm not quite sure. Okay, it's where we started before. So as soon as we get both guards over there, we could rinse and repeat. But this time it's only 2, which is going to be much simpler.
Okay. Should be fine. Yeah, this mission is...
They are heckling you today, Jag.
Where are you? Okay, we're not done yet. Okay, I think we should be fine. Yeah, we're fine.
Okay. Woo. So, now that all the soldiers are gone, the last thing to do is break the fuel tank. It's gonna stun the vehicle in place just like the last one, knock off his helmet, and then rinse and repeat with the Mark 22 until done. So.
Yeah, this is such a pain in the butt mission. It's really, really hard. I have like reset it a lot thanks to the enemy behaviors. And as I said before, the only problem with this mission is the soldier spawning randomly. Sometimes you need to improvise in order to make them like clump to each other. But I guess we only lost about 2 minutes and 30 seconds, so that's fine.
Only 2:30. Hey, to be fair though, this game's randomness is really brutal on some of the categories, this being one of them. So relatively speaking, 2:30 is not that bad, especially if the rest of the run goes well. That's actually pretty average for a Peace Walker run, to be completely honest about the game.
Okay, and Basically, this is the hardest mission in the game, so we should be fine now for the rests.
Yep.
They're going to be hard missions, but not as hard as this one. So we're going to start the next mission. We've developed the C4. It's really mandatory for this mission. So we're going to have to return to the same village that we were, and we're going to use the C4 to destroy a boulder or a wall, a big wall, and continue throughout the mission.
Yeah. If you noticed when we entered this mission, it actually said C4 in red. That's how you know that it's actually required. If we had not built the C4, we could not have even entered this mission, which is one of the reasons that Mother Base is so important. And development is because without that, we'd have to go do side ops or something to build it up. So yeah, we built that early so we would have it now. But this is being the same map, it's a long mission. We're going through the exact same setup, but this time backwards. So our mate management, our cycle management, our box boost management, we have to be thinking about all of that to make sure that we don't accidentally trigger an alert, especially in the final room where there is quite a number of guards who can send you back to the start with one mistake in movement. So the interesting thing about this is the C4 we're actually going to place it in a really funky spot. And then after that, we have to move to the far side of a guard. And the reason we're going to move to that side is we actually have to CQC a guard outside the range of the explosion, or the CQC will explode and kill him. And so that's what we're doing here with this guard. And the reason we put that the C4 so far away is because the wall on the C4 actually have their own unique blast radiuses. All they have to do is overlap, and there's actually a whole host of places you can stand which are right next to the explosion and don't actually hit you. So it's really cool tech there, just to look at that. But the important part is getting that guy away from the explosion, or you will have to redo that entire mission.
Yeah, the blast radius for the explosion is really high. This is why we CQC him out of the wall, out of the way from the explosion. Otherwise, you're gonna end up killing him. Alright, so this is the crater base. We are not gonna need to Fulton any soldiers here. However, there's gonna be one specific guy at the end of this mission that is important to pick up, and you guys gonna recognize him quite soon.
Cross the bridge and head north.
So yeah, same thing as before. We're gonna use the box to go in. This mission is actually quite short. However, the final area could be a little bit tricky, as they're gonna be a soldier and two soldiers on top of a building that could spot you. So we're gonna have to use throw a smoke grenade at specific spots so we can actually move in without getting spotted.
Oh, yeah. So in this category, Jag opts to do a ledge hang strat in the final room. This is actually the only category that uses that. I had actually not seen it before watching this category. It's a very, very fascinating strat. I didn't even know you could do that. There are alternative strats for this room, but there's so many guards in here that the ledge hang strat is safe enough that it might be a little slower, but it's much safer. And the priority in this run is always safety, because you lose much more time making a mistake and trying to go too fast than you do playing it a little slow but making sure you get the S rank.
Plus, we do the ledge strat so we can pick up this POW here.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That is true. Alright, and we are finishing the mission.
Guys, I'm inside the facility. There's rows and rows of trucks here.
So, Jag alluded to something here. You guys might be able to guess what's gonna happen. But if not...
Mr. Kojima?
Mr. Kojima?
Yeah.
This is the one.
So it's really
Exhaust
important to
the
pick up
war.
Kojima here, and the reason for that, he have a high level of intel. By having him, you're gonna have 4 level of intels, and that's actually quite enough to pick up and develop the chaff grenade, which is gonna be helpful against a Peace Walker fight at the end of the game.
Yeah. Chaffs are actually, this is the only category that makes chaff grenades during the run, and they save a lot of time. We've been trying to figure out how to get chaffs earlier or in the other categories, but it's just not feasible. But this one, it's I'm glad that they're in the category.
Right now, and now we're gonna fight the first boss of the game, Pupa. And this boss could be random, but it's not that hard, so we should be fine. I mean, the only thing that we need to worry about, and so we do not lose S rank, is the fact that we do not have to die. Yeah, and dying is in the vehicle mission is actually kind of a meme, so we should not have to worry about it. And here I'm doing some menuing for this mission and the upcoming mission as well.
Yep.
And we should be fine.
So this is the main gimmick of Peace Walker. It's a extension of vehicles, the AI weapons, and basically right off the bat, Pupa's gonna give us RNG. She'll either go left or she'll go right. Hopefully we nail this shot on the pod. Nice. That big red thing on her head is called the pod. That is the big target that we want to always be aiming for. It takes the most damage right now. And what we're doing is setting down some supply markers. These are little crates that after set you can use the button to set them again, and it will call in some more ammunition for you. And that's very important because we can only carry 5 rockets at a time. And as you can see, Pupa takes a lot more than 5. Is that going up the wall? It is going up the wall. So when Pupa charges like that, nice flip, Pupa. Pupa will either go up the wall or she'll go into the tunnels. So that was actually good RNG. We want her to stay in the arena, otherwise we will lose a lot of time. But so far this has been a great fight. We want to strategically call... Are we doing another flip? I think we're getting another flip. Let's go. We want to strategically call these ammo drops in when we have 2 or less law ammo, so that we optimize the amount of law ammo we're spending. We don't want to have 4 and pick it up and send 2 back to Mother Base, because ammo management from this point on is very important. It is actually possible to run out of ammo, so we need to make sure not to do that. After the health goes down, the pod drops down, 1 shot to the pod, takes it out, we climb in, and now, for everyone's favorite speed run, take a break.
Take a break. Yeah, that was actually a really good mission. I think I'm gonna gold in my splits. I have my splits right here. I mean, she did not move around. She did not enter one of the tunnel. Everything went as really good, with the exception of a small hiccup where I get shocked. Everything was good. I think this is actually a gold. So this is a downtime. We have nothing to do here. So if we have some donation to read, go ahead.
Yep.
Certainly. We have a $5 donation from Cyprius Kane with no comment. Thank you, Cyprius Kane. We also have a $40 donation from Anonymous with no comment. And I just want to say that Anonymous allowed themselves to qualify for some wonderful prizes from our sponsor ViewSonic. They actually qualify by donating the minimum 25 and 35 donation amounts for both monitors in the pool.
We have time for probably for another one if you got one.
Here, let me talk about the Alzheimerfonden. So, Alzheimerfonden is the Swedish national fundraising organization focusing on Alzheimer's disease and other dementia-related diseases. Alzheimerfonden's aim and purpose is to increase fundraising to the benefit of scientific research in order to find a cure for Alzheimer's disease.
Nice.
All right. Thank you guys very much for your donation. Please keep them coming. So, yeah, now we're done. We're going to start the next mission. Yeah, I know it was a gold. by 18 seconds. Yeah,
18? Wow. That was good.
it is really good. So, okay, now we're done with the first like chapter of the game. Yeah, this game consists of chapters, and we're gonna start the second one. This is what the next mission is actually the last mission we're gonna use, the Naked Fatigue. And after that, we're gonna get the best fatigue that we're actually gonna use, which is the sneaking suit, which will make things a little bit easier for us and navigating through areas. And after this mission, we're gonna have another vehicle mission, but thankfully it's the last one. But this one is gonna be the most random one, so yeah, we should be fine, I guess. And in case the vehicle mission do not screw us over.
Yeah, this is also one of the best missions because it's essentially 2 screens of box boosting nonstop. Peace Walker has a lot of missions that are just like, why is this room a mission in and of itself? But hey, game's gotta have its content. Someone's asking about boards. Specifically, we just don't need them. There's literally no reason to pull any boards in the any % first ending category at all. In any category, really, there's no reason to pull them. So yeah, you're gonna see us just taking a break, giving the hands a break during all those sections.
Yeah, the boards are completely useless unless you're going for 100%. There's no reason for you to pick them up.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Don't
It's
talk
there.
about 100%. That's an idea that no one wants to run.
Yeah, enjoy your 40 hours run. All right, that's the end of the mission. We're gonna do some menuing here, as we're gonna equip the fatigue and the DBM one, which give us high camouflage index.
Yep.
Yeah, this game has camouflage index, in case you guys do not know, just like in GS3. And
Yep.
we're gonna use the DPM, and this is gonna make the mission much smoother and easier for
Yeah.
us.
This is really the only mission where we really care about camouflage, and that's because the AI of the vehicle we're fighting will do what it wants, when it wants, because it wants to. So basically, if our camo index ever drops below 0, or if we move while the vehicle is looking at us, and it will be looking at us, we're gonna have to restart the mission just because the vehicle said so. It's the bane of a lot of Peace Walker runners. But we're gonna get this first cycle. For sure. Alright, so right off the bat, there are 4 guards, just like any other. We are going to throw a smoke grenade, and you can see the camo index in the top right. Watch that, that's gonna be important throughout the run. We're going to immediately CQC these 4 guards, and you'll notice they're all slamming onto each other, just like the last guys were for extra damage. We're going to Fulton these 4, and then what we're going to do is set up in a specific position in the box. The reason we're going to set up in that box is so that we can do a special hold-up strat. So what our goal is this helicopter is going to drop troops in front of us. There we go. And we are going to basically just mash the hold up button to hold all 4 guards up, back to back to back. That's the fastest way to do this. That's what we really want. The position's a little precise, but once you learn it, it's not too bad. Now, this helicopter actually doesn't have to drop off immediately. It can wait as long as it wants. It doesn't have to drop off where we were sitting. It could go to the other side of the arena and drop off. We really don't want that, but if it happens, we have to react to it. You'll also notice we don't have enough Fultons by default for this mission. So we have to, in between grabbing soldiers and the helicopter looking for us, grab those Fultons. So there's a box over there against the tree you could see spinning around. We picked one up already, and we're going to need both of those. In fact, we're going to use every single Fulton we have to get all 20 guards in this mission out of here. Helicopter's being a bit rude right now. It thinks it saw us, so it was taking its sweet time, but thankfully it did give us good RNG again. So we are over here getting our next set Oh no. So if one of them gets a... Oh, we got a concho. So that can happen in this game. Basically, it's a critical shot on a guard that didn't hit his head. You can figure it out from there. And it's a one-shot when it happens. So that guard could have gone very far away very quickly. So it's actually really good that we did get that back up as opposed to letting him go wherever he wanted. Let's see here.
We're actually having really good RNG by this helicopter. Yeah, this mission, the RNG of it, the helicopter taking too long, pretty much moving all over the place, is really, really brutal and random. Sometimes you can spend over like 10 minutes doing this mission. But with a good RNG, you can do this in like 5 minutes. So right now we're in the good track to do this.
Yep.
I'm also doing some manipulation for the hind, so we can manipulate it too and help that putting down more soldiers. Wow, holy, what is going on? Okay, that's some good RNG.
Oh, wow, I see it. So you know it's about to drop when it does that, like, little swoosh circle around? But yeah, that's really good. He gave us all 16 guards in the correct spot. The one guy who got away, we instantly got. It's not over yet. We have to get these 4 guys out of the arena, and the game has to register them out before we can do anything. The helicopter could still see us until the captain pops out. Once the captain is out, rinse and repeat like the prior vehicles, stun it, take the captain out, and we're good to go. Oh!
I got you baited. We should be fine. There we go. Yeah, and that's the mission. This could be even gold, by the way. I think we have lost Sarge, guys. Looks like he disconnected. But that's okay. We're going to see if we can put him back on again. But that was actually a really, really good mission. I might actually gold even here. Okay, 40 seconds gold. I mean, wow, what a good RNG, actually. That was actually, I think, the best RNG I have ever gotten. I think that's what we call marathon luck, maybe? But I don't want to jinx it, but I don't know. Maybe the game is going to, like, screw me over later. Yeah, we apologize for this. Sarge Silent apparently disconnected. We're gonna see if we can actually put him back on. So I'm gonna continue with this actually. So now we're doing this by finishing this mission. We're gonna have access to the sneaking suit. This is actually the best sneaky suit that we can use. What makes it really, really good is the fact that you can actually sneak in and approach enemies, and they will not be able to hear your footsteps. It's really, really good. And let me make sure. I'm putting some stuff. Yeah, ID card. All right, we should be fine. So, yeah. Am I gonna PB here? Am I gonna world record here? Holy crap. I mean, we're pretty much 1 minute and 20 seconds plus, but right now, from my best possible time is actually saying I'm in world record pace by like 2 minutes. So yeah, so this is the next mission. There are going to be a bunch of snipers that we're going to have to take them down. It's really important to not miss a shot, because if you miss a shot, they will be able to spot you quite easily with their scopes. And we're going to have to Fulton these guys out as well. There are going to be a bunch of POWs and sniper guys that we're going to have to Fulton. And yeah, we're going to finish this mission quite easily. This is actually one of the long missions as well. And okay, here's this guy. There's going to be one sniper guy here.
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
So I'm freezing him and shooting him on the head. That's actually gonna make stuff, me Fultoning him a little bit faster. And here, we're going to go in and meet Cecile. Yeah, a Parisian woman. Apparently, she is Paz's friend, and we're going to help her. And she's going to return to Mother Base. All right, so this is the second part of the mission. We're not done with the mission just yet. There's going to be one more POW and one more soldier that we need to take care of. This soldier is annoying to deal with because I need to shoot his helmet. Then shoot him in the head. Yeah, some of the soldiers, the high-level soldiers, will have a helmet and will make things a little bit harder for you to get a headshot on them. But that's the end of the mission. So, yeah. We're going to go in, and we're going to use the ID card that we just got from Huey on the Pupa battle. However, apparently, this ID card is not going to work because, yeah, we're supposed to meet Strangelove, who is actually the woman who's pretty much developing the AIs for these bosses, the Pupa, Chrysalis, and the machines that Huey has developed.
Snake.
However, we cannot meet her just yet. We're gonna have to do one more mission. So this mission is the random mission. This is the RNG mission, and this is the big mission where you can really lose a huge amount of time, up to like 2 minutes due to bad RNG. So technically, we need to find another ID card. The ID card that we have do not work. So we're gonna have to go in and find a guy with an orange jacket who actually have the ID card. However, the guy with the orange jacket guy is location is randomized through 3 different locations: the waterfall, the hillside, and the jungle. Hopefully he is in the hillside because that's actually the fastest location. And we're gonna have to go in and get the EID card from him, Fultoning him, and there we go. So yeah, the best RNG is the hillside area, and the worst RNG is gonna be the jungle. So hopefully he's either gonna be in the hillside or the waterfall area.
Hello, am I back?
Yeah, welcome back, Sarge. You lost me there for a minute.
Yeah, my internet decided to take the old 1215 train to nowhere. Hasn't done that in a few months. I'm glad I'm back.
Yeah, your internet apparently is jealous because of the gold I got in the Hindy, so yeah.
Oh,
Welcome
you
back.
golded that? Nice.
The RNG was good. Was amazing.
It was. That was a good one. So yeah, I heard that you were explaining our lovely friend Naruto, as he's fondly named in the community.
So yeah, we're gonna have to check the first area in a little bit. Yeah, we call him Naruto because, yeah, good luck finding him because of how random he is.
Yeah, he looks the part, he acts the part, and he makes you reset runs. Everything about him is to be loved.
Alright, so here's the first area, the hillside. Hopefully he's here. So I need to listen. Oh, he's here. So how do you know that he's actually on this area? You listen to a Quetzal sound when you enter the area. That's how you actually learn that he's actually here. So, and here he is. We're gonna have to shoot him. It's really important to shoot this guy as well, because if I approach this guy, he's gonna spot me. So here, we're gonna tap him, pick up the ID card, and that's it. We're gonna return all the way to the lab, and we're done. This is the best RNG, and I'm gonna save like 2 minutes.
Yeah, you will actually lose a lot of time if he's in the worst rooms. You also notice Jag very specifically took the Fultons off. If you interact with him with the Fultons on, you will actually connect a Fulton and send him up to space, and he will not drop the ID card. You will have to restart the entire mission. It is very important to make sure those are not on.
Really? I thought you can't use the Fulton.
Nah, it will Fulton him. I was doing a co-op run with someone, and we accidentally Fultoned him and had to reset the whole run.
I did not know that. Actually, that's funny.
I'm glad you took him off.
Funny way to lose a run.
Very. But, yeah, with that, quick return back. This mission you can't actually finish in an alert, which, again, doesn't matter, but I primarily run any percent, so any percent facts with Sarge.
Fortunately, we do not have the luxury of that on this mission. on
Yeah.
S rank.
Yeah. Speaking of S rank, this mission is gonna be followed by one of the quote unquote best QTEs in the game, and like every other QTE up to this point, the inputs for the upcoming one, we could buffer all of them except for one, and if we mess any input up, not only do we have to redo the entire mission, the RNG for Naruto is actually randomized on mission start. So we will have to redo the entire mission and find Naruto again. So it's important that we do this right, but I believe there is a sticky note located somewhere on your computer with the inputs for this.
I'm looking at it right now.
Every speedrunner for this game has a sticky note with those inputs. Yep. In this one, if you mess it up, there's like a checkpoint system per se. It'll put you back to usually about 1 or 2 steps back depending on where you mess up. But again, we cannot mess it up. There is no do-overs in this unless we literally do over everything. But nothing to do here. Just sit for, I think it's 54 seconds ish.
58.
58. And just wait.
Yeah, you do not need to take any of the aborts. Just wait at it. This is actually a good time to like stretch a little bit, drink some water.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yep. Nice little slurp there. I'll drink 2.
Yeah, drink your water, guys. Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated.
We have a long run for us. We have 1 hour left.
All right. So, coming on the QTE now. I'm gonna let Jag focus on this. Let's get this first try.
I taught you all I could. The rest you needed to learn on your own.
Techniques, sure. But what about how to think like a soldier?
There's a saying in the Orient, loyalty to the end.
Yeah, the
Do you know
cutscenes
what
for
it
the
means?
QTE also are unskippable
Patriotic.
figures, I
It
guess.
means devoting yourself to your country.
The feels. Yep. The totally accurate to MGS3 cutscene. This is exactly where and how it happened, guys.
Even in those we love.
Don't fact check that.
The way a soldier's supposed to think.
The only
Yeah,
thing
Snake sounds like a
with
60-year-old man
certainty
for some reason.
is the mission.
And this is the important input.
Yeah, you
So-
cannot mash it.
I'm
Yeah.
defecting
Those
to
2
the
inputs
city.
have to be put back to back. You cannot do any kind of pre-prep. You just have to look and know when to push that. If you mess that up, which is very easy to do when you don't know it's coming, that sends you back 4 inputs and you lose the S rank. So it's very important to get the last input in the entire mission. And here's a good buffer. You buffer that cutscene skip so fast, you barely even see the option to skip it.
And now, coming up is the next boss fight, Chrysalis.
Yes. All right. Chrysalis is going to be our second mech boss, like Pupa. You might be noting a theme here. If you've not noticed yet, don't worry. You'll catch on. Chrysalis is a flying variation, and the thing about Chrysalis is we can't just throw rockets at Chrysalis like we could the last one. Chrysalis will dodge any rockets during the first phase. She's split into 2 modes, if you will. So we're actually going to open the fight instead of rockets with the machine gun. And what that's going to do is it's going to let us break apart and that breaking apart is going to actually stun her in place for a little longer so we could get some more damage on her, because damage in this game is actually distance based, and we want to be doing as much as we can at close, and then as soon as she goes back and enters the railgun mode, we can actually fire a rocket on her because she can't dodge during the railgun animation. This is her second mode of attack. It's the flyby mode. She literally just flies over you trying to hit you with attacks. If you stun or break apart, it stalls her, which we really want to do to get that damage out on her. Just like last time, we're placing the ammo down to manage it and then trying to snipe her. We want the pod, but realistically, as long as we hit Chrysalis, it's for the better, because this boss, as you can see, the entire arena is covered in fog. She can come from any direction, and we want to get her during this flyby phase. If she returns to the missile dodge phase, then we're gonna have to right under. Then we're gonna have to go back to the machine gun for a while.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh. Yeah, the law, unfortunately, fires, or the missile travel speed is pretty slow. So even if you're good at predicting, it could just fly by like that. So Chrysalis will give us one of two RNGs. She gave us the worst one, where we lose about 12 seconds, because she flies really far back and then comes all the way back to do a very slow landing animation. Nothing you can do about it, but that was still, barring the two misses, that was still a pretty good Chrysalis. I mean, yeah, that was nice. Another thing, before we go to we'll have some time for donations because this is really long, but before we do that, I want to point out this game was actually co-developed with the team behind Capcom's Monster Hunter Portable 3rd. So if you've noticed the way enemies kind of stagger or break, if you will, that's where that comes from. So fun little fact for you. But I mean, yeah, unless you have anything to fill in, Jag, otherwise I think this is a great time.
Yeah, it even has like the Monster Hunter control scheme for the PSP and
Yes,
for the
it
HD
is.
collection. Yes. All right, I think we're good for some donations.
Certainly. Let's see. So we have a donation from Cheese Soda Punch for $25. Thank you. And their comment is, "I'm business." Thank you, Cheese Soda Punch. I do want to continue talking about the reason we're here. Again, we're here for the Alzheimer Fonden. Yearly, Alzheimer Fonden's Science Council and Board of Directors grant scientists and projects around 30 million SEK. Also, Alzheimer Fonden enables training for caregivers on the subject of dementia. So really, it's a great cause. And once again, I just want to mention, if you donate, minimum donation incentive, for $25 or $35, you qualify yourself to win one of two monitors by one of our sponsors, ViewSonic. So right now, if you get those in, you'll be entered into that drawing to maybe win one of those prizes. And that would be a great time, and especially if you want to get your donation read, now would be a great time to get that in.
All right, awesome, guys. Please keep those donations coming. I mean, we're raising money for a good cause, so please keep them coming. All right, now we're going to go to the Mother Base. This is going to be the final visit for the Mother Base, and we're going to do some big menus here. We're going to put the soldiers and the character that we just actually got into location, and we're going to start developing some of the items that we're going to need for the final game, and pretty much continue from there.
Yep. And this is the one where we're building the chaffs, which is, again, I would like to point out, is unique to this category, and it saves a lot of time. We should talk about, when you start developing something in this game, it actually doesn't instantly develop for you. You actually have to go complete a number of missions first. Sometimes 1, sometimes 2, sometimes 3, depending on how complex the item is. So all the stuff that we're building now, we're doing it because this is the earliest point to build it for the point that we need it without losing too much time. The fact that this route even works and in only 4 mother base menus is actually kind of fascinating if you really look at the science behind it.
That is correct. Now we're gonna develop some stuff. We developed a stronger rocket launcher, which is the C. Gustav, and we developed a supply marker, a throwable version of it. And also we developed the chaff grenade. We put Hideo into Intel. This would allow us to develop the chaff grenade. And we developed some ration 2 and curry, which is going to be for the second to final mission of the game. And yeah, I think we're pretty much fine. We're going to do some stuff here. We're going to remove the Fulton, since we're not going to need to Fulton any more soldiers. And Mark 2, M60, M-Smoke. I'm making sure that I have everything correct before we can continue, because the worst thing that could happen is that you pretty much making mistakes on your loadouts, and you're gonna have no choice but to restart, go back and pretty much adjust and restart the mission again and waste time. And the mine base. This is the shortest mission of the game.
Yeah, it really is. Current record for this, because this game has a huge IL scene. If you're interested in running this game, you don't want to do full game. There are many individual levels here. 22 seconds of your life is all it takes to get through this level. It's one screen. You don't even have to take any guards out to S rank it, which is what Jag's doing here.
I took that guy out just for safety.
Yeah, that's by far the most challenging guy to get by. So no complaints about safety, but that's it. That's the whole mission. Congrats, Jag. You did the hardest mission in the game.
Yeah. Thank you. And after this mission is going to be a guard mission. You're going to get spotted and you're going to have to eliminate the guards. This is actually a mission that can be really long, and things could screw over if you do not take the guards really good, really fast, and yeah.
Yep. So this mission is gonna the mechanic was introduced before in the vehicles, but in this category you don't see it until now. Basically, the mission is in a continuous alert state, which means the only way out is to eliminate all enemies. There are gonna be 24 24 humans in this mission, spawning in waves from doors, while we're also being attacked by these flying robots called trespassers. So we have to deal with all of that and making sure we don't accidentally kill any of the guys, which I don't believe we will given our weaponry. And we have to manage where we're standing as well, because these guys actually spawn based off of which door you are next to. You'll notice there's 3, the one Jag's looking at now. There's one to his right, and then there's one behind him up a ladder. So we have to keep track of where they come from, how many come out, and take them out nice and quick. Unfortunately, these guys have split up, which is going to make taking them out a little tedious. Ultimately, though, once we take them out, you'll see a blue skull above their head. The fastest way is to Fulton the last one after that skull comes out, but the loadout makes more sense without it for this mission. So we're just gonna take our time, play it safe, and take them out as they come. The man who sings at doors. It is indeed him. But I mean, in general, this mission is just going to be a lot of taking these guys out. Is there anything specific to this mission that you want to talk about, Jack, or you'd like me to talk about?
There is nothing specific. Just take down these enemies and watch out for these trespassers, and you should be fine.
Yep.
And sitting in this position, because it's actually the easiest mission where you can throw smoke grenades and you can approach them and like chain CQC them. You can chain CQC up to like 6 soldiers, and yeah, and that's pretty much the mission. It's pretty much straightforward. There's nothing much to it.
Yep. So another benefit of where we are, like I said, they spawn based on doors. we're actually standing on top of the middle door right now, so they'll always come through the left or the right door, which is... I think it depends on who you are, actually. Most people prefer the left-right pattern, but I know a few people in the community who actually like it when the guards come through the middle instead. It's really personal preference. With all the RNG in this game, there's a lot of ways you can run this game and still get decent times and performance on it. Honestly, it's just a fun game. You should come run it.
It is.
11 more. You know, these guards don't come in any real rhyme or reason. One wave is 6, the next is 4, then there's 5, and then there's 4 again. It's like, why are they coming like this? It is worth pointing out, though, if you let these guards get out of hand and you don't keep them under some semblance of control, this smoke grenade strat's actually working really well. I like this strat. I've never seen it before. They will do a lot of damage to you. And one thing worth pointing out, actually, the sneaking suit we're wearing, it is a balance of speed and defense, but it doesn't really provide a lot of defense. Jag took 2 shots, and he already lost about 20% of his HP. So he does have to be very mindful of that on this and later missions. Your armor really is... or your loadout, your fatigues really is everything in this game. It's what you can equip, it's your speed, it's your camo index, it's your stealth level. All of that stuff matters. And it was actually super recently discovered that this suit in particular has a unique bonus to it, which I'll talk about that later. But yeah, basically we don't have a lot of defense in this, so we have to be careful. But again, the benefit is good speed, and they can't hear us. We could walk right up to them and they can't hear us.
And that's the mission. And immediately we're going to have another boss fight coming up, which is going to be the Cocoon. Which is actually one of the easiest missions in the game. Easiest, like, vehicle missions. Sorry, AI missions in the game. But you need to be careful not to take a lot of damage. That it's actually quite simple.
Yep. The upcoming boss has, I'd say, 1 attack that's actually scary, and on a good pattern, we should only see it once. I don't even believe you see it twice, do you?
Oh yeah, you should only once.
Yeah, okay.
Should be fine. Just making sure that my loadout is correct.
Yep. Going into a mission with the wrong loadout only to have to back out because you don't have the things you need loses, probably upwards to 30 seconds, depending on how much you need to equip, so you really want to take the time to make sure that you have what you need. But yeah, this is Cocoon. First thing to point out is we're actually not going to aim at the pod as much as we're going to aim where the pod and the head meet to try to do splash damage and double hit. This is the attack I was talking about, the only scary attack Cocoon has. All 4 of these shots, the first 2 attack where you were, the third one attacks where you are, and the 4th one attacks where you will be in like 10 seconds. The 3rd one is the big scary one that if it hits us and we don't have a ration equip, has a strong chance of one-shotting us. But after we get through that, we want to move over to this position because Cocoon has a scripted attack it will be doing later at a health threshold. Unfortunately, Cocoon decided to rotate really far around, so we have to move a little further than necessary. But really, Cocoon has essentially put itself in this giant pit and then gone, oh no. And now it has all of its 1,600 guns attacking us because it itself physically can't unless we go down to it, and we're not gonna bring the fight to it. It's gonna have to stay where it is while we slowly pelt it down with the rockets. The Gustav, you'll notice that's the second rocket that Jag upgraded or built. The advantage to the Gustav is while it reloads really slow, it fires very fast. So unfortunately, because of Peace Walker rotating as much as Cocoon rotating as much as she did, we had to wait. We almost saw that attack a second time, but it was one rocket left, and we took care of it. So we're gonna actually move to a specific spot here, because at this point, while we could still damage the AI, it's doing a scripted animation that we can't skip, and we have to take advantage of this to truly defeat it. So after it rams into the wall like that, you can actually box boost up immediately. Huey tells us about a ladder, but I saw a box on top of Cocoon already, so I don't know what he's talking about. And climb all the way up. So now we've decided to bring the fight to Cocoon. We are on top of it, and we are going to essentially just attack this pod with everything we have. We have the thrown supply markers. The main reason that they're built is because if you have the placeable supply markers, you cannot actually place them on this boss. So having the ability to throw them is much better and allows us to resupply for ammo up here instead of having to stay down below and continually pelt it. But I mean, yeah, pretty much at this point it's don't get hit by the big guns and hit the pod. You can get behind this giant arm you see to Jag's side. It's kind of dangerous, but if you're worried and have low health for some reason, then being up there is a safety spot. Just don't fall off, because you will fall all the way off, and that is a sad time. I have had that happen and can vouch for what happens when you fall once and then you fall again and you die, because this game does have fall damage.
That was a good Cocoon. Could have been better, but we'll take it.
Yeah, missing that one rocket right at the end was unfortunate, but you reacted well to what you got. That was indeed. The AI fights have been going really good. In fact, everything except for Tank has gone excellent.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm in World Record base right now. So, yeah, right now, pretty much, this is where the game is going to become harder. And this is going to be the final AI. And after that, we're going to fight Peace Walker. And we're almost at the end of the game, so we're not almost, what I'm talking about. We're like 45 minutes approximately. So, things are going fine. And the next mission, this is where things is going to become scary. The underground base. This mission is hectic, actually.
Yeah, from this point on, the game is going to get... the vehicles were one thing, but now the regular missions are going to start getting very scary. They're long, small mistakes can happen, they're very hectic, and they're really hard to optimize, especially if you want to go super fast. So we're hoping that all the next missions go well. But this is also probably the longest ending cutscene in the game. The explosion somehow always hits this door every run. I don't know how that happens, but I mean, believe it or not, we actually managed to continue talking through Cocoon's ending. Did not know that was possible.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're coming up on Infiltrate the Underground Base, and the thing about this mission is the movement in it is going to be very tight, and because of that huge fight that just happened outside, the guards and then Cocoon, the entire base that we're about to infiltrate is on a constant caution state. So guards are going to be extra vigilant, they're going to be looking for us, and we have to play very careful and make all of the cycles that we need to make, or we will have to go with safety strats here. So right off the bat, there are about 9 guards, or 6 guards just sitting here. Smoke grenade them, which completely hides us because guards can't see us, and box boost to this elevator. Fun Easter egg, in this game, if you push an elevator button twice, it will actually come faster, paying homage to the previous games. But, so yeah, this is where the cycles start to matter. So the movement you see Jag making here is actually very specific. There's going to be a guard coming this way that we're going to wait, then another guard coming around that corner that we need to slide by, one more guard coming around that side, and then 2 guards coming this way. Now you can actually get into this load zone, but in Peace Walker, if the sound of an alert goes off, an alert is not counted until it turns red on the top right. But transferring through load zones, if that sound goes off, it will count as an alert. So we do have to wait for that. And as soon as we get past this last guard, nice. And we're through. So now just play the raise the gate minigame. This gate will eat Snake, as opposed to last time where Snake ate gate. Fun reference. And now we're coming into another QTE. Once again, Jag has a sticky note for this. This QTE has to be S rank, or has to be done perfectly on its first try. You have a lot of time to look at what's on screen and make sure that you actually hit it. You do not want to buffer inputs in this unless you're absolutely certain of what you're doing. And the reason for that is, unlike other missions, if you mess this QTE up, the mission instantly ends. And you have to get this QTE perfect or you lose the S rank. Which would mean if you mess it up on accident, not only do you have to redo the QTE, you have to redo the entire mission. That was a perfect QTE. Well done, Jag.
Of course it's gonna be perfect. If I screw it up, we're done.
The advantage to that, though, is Snake grabbed a red key card. That's going to make the next mission faster. Now, with the key card, this next mission actually has some really interesting strats that I would love it if Jag could explain, but if not, I will do my best.
The strat with the key card?
Yeah. Or do you need to focus? I can explain it if you need to focus.
Yeah.
All right. So essentially, well, the first thing is we have to do torture. What's Metal Gear without a torture sequence? I've heard a lot of mixed opinions on Peace Walker's torture. Some people don't like it. Some people do like it. Some people say it's hard. Some people say it's easy. If you play the Japanese version, apparently these are actually laughing sticks. Fun little feature there. If you go look up a Japanese speedrun, this is just Snake laughing. But the thing that does make this hard is each of these tortures gets a little more challenging, and you do have to know how to successfully mash the triangle button here, because it's mash, skip cutscene, and then mash, and then skip cutscene, and then mash, and that movement on a controller can take some toll on your hands if you're not well prepared for it. And the PSP version, that torture is supposedly much worse.
Get in there!
Blender makes that. Sorry, professional. So the thing is, we have a keycard now. The keycard we got, what that does is it actually lets us open this jail cell immediately. Specifically, what we're going to do is equip it. We're going to open the cell before the guard looks at us. If you do it with the guard looking at you, you instantly cause an alert, which we can't have. As soon as this guard turns, you open the cell, run out, and you do a CQC slam on him. And then you buffer an input and then kick him to knock him out. The reason we did that is because this corner guard here can actually turn and look early if he wants. So we played it safe with the buffer, took him out, did the same thing for the next one. The final guard has his back to us with that setup, so we could simply take him out and run out. If you trigger any kind of alert or anything, even on an 80% run, you have to restart that mission because the door locks and you cannot escape. That was a good prison escape, though.
There's a faster way to do the prison escape, but this is actually the most safest way,
Yeah.
where you can actually finish the mission in less than 20 seconds than that one I did. But, I mean, safety first, as I said before.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely safety first here. Alright. So now, it's just going to be a repeat of the prior mission, but... Well, actually, no, it's kind of a repeat. Do you take the upper path in S-Rank? I actually don't know.
Yeah, the upper path. The second
Okay,
floor.
cool. Then yeah, this is the prior mission, but now you get to see parts of it you didn't see. I was teaching someone this game once, and they were like, there's an upper floor to this? They had never seen it before. It blew their mind. These 3 guards here are probably the only nuisance in this entire level. After that, the rest of this level is pretty free.
Enemies that coordinate their attacks
Safest
are
way
too much
is to
trouble
get
when you're solo.
tortured.
Just steer clear.
Yeah. Lots of box boosting. Then use your mates. That cycle that he made there, you heard a guard go, huh? That actually does kind of matter. If you're a little slow, that guard will see you.
Walker can't be far.
And beating him is more important than recovering mates at some point randomly in the room and having to possibly get seen. Alright, take out these last guards as needed and run on through to where we originally intended to before when we got caught and tortured.
Yeah, the last guard that I CQC, it's really important to CQC. You can actually freeze him, you can shoot him, but the reason that I CQC'd him is that you want to buffer time so you can reach safely to the end of the stage. Otherwise, the guards behind the pillar will spot you and you will lose time. So this is why I CQC'd him.
Yeah.
All right, coming up is going to be Peace Walker, battle number 1. This is going to be the first fight. This fight is actually quite easy, if I can get the loop correctly. There's something we call the flamethrower loop, and if we can get it correctly... Oops, almost started the mission without my loadout.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, this is making sure that I have it. Okay, made Russian, yes, okay. We have everything locked and loaded. So yeah, there is something we call the flamethrower loop, and we're gonna have to do this. If we did this correctly, we can beat her in no time.
Yep. So basically, the way the loop works, the very first thing is we want to box boost directly under the big scary monster mech. And what this is going to do is it's going to put us at a nice distance so that we can get a clear shot on the pod, and we want to maintain this distance so that Peace Walker continually says flamethrower engaged. From this point, the only thing we do is fire rockets at the pod, and when we see Peace Walker start to turn, you need to make sure that you throw your resupply beacon where she is turning so that your ammo falls there. Otherwise, you will lose the loot. So really, that's the most important thing, is keeping this distance and following Peace Walker's turning here. Like you could see, Peace Walker's rotating this way, so we're going to refill our ammo over here as we need it. And it's just going to be like that. The scary thing is, if you do accidentally get too far away, you will hear Peace Walker say, leg drivers charging, or leg motors charging. That is very scary. Peace Walker does a lot of damage, and it will change her position, which will cause her to step on us, and unlike Resident Evil 8, we do not like when Peace Walker steps on us. So we do want to avoid that. That roar will also stagger you, which is a bit of the Monster Hunter kicking in there. So Jag is actually running quite a bit of a ways away, because if he's too close, when that roar staggers you, you won't be able to keep up with Peace Walker, you'll lose damage. You really don't want to be hit by that. But otherwise, this has been a pretty good loop. Should be one more ammo supply, and then we'll be good. I'm glad chat enjoyed that. So after this boss fight is gonna be everyone's favorite QTE. I know y'all love QTEs at this point, but I think this is the final QTE in the game, is it not?
Yes, it is.
Cool. So this QTE, it doesn't really, you do have to make sure not to take too much hits. Unlike the other ones, you don't actually need this one to be perfect, but you do lose frames if you mess up, and you can only mess up about 3 times, or 2 times before you lose S-Ring. So theoretically, you just want to keep mashing triangle to stay ahead of these missiles. The first phase is always 3 missiles, and then it's gonna be 4 trees, which are always the same pattern, unless for some reason the game detects you weren't mashing triangle fast enough, then it'll be 5 trees. That's just the game being a jerk to you. And then it'll be 4 more rockets. So again, optimally, we don't want to get hit. We can tank a hit though. The rockets are kind of random. They're not entirely random, but it is possible for Jag to end up in a situation where he has to tank a rocket. So it's good that they gave you the leeway of being able to take one. But yeah, in general, it's a lot of mashing triangle. If you choose not to, Miller actually gets mad at you, and he yells at you to mash the triangle button as fast as you can. So yeah, that's a fun little thing to listen to on repeat. But overall, sorry, I'm losing my voice. Gotta stay hydrated. This has been
Stay hydrated, buddy.
Yeah. Stay hydrated. That was a good Peace Walker fight, though. The horse is the real hero. And then some cutscenes in this game don't actually give you a buffer that you need to skip them. That helicopter is one of them. So it's actually possible to not realize that you have a cutscene to skip there. Now, we got a uniform there called the Battle Dress, which you're going to be seeing later.
Mm-hmm.
And it's slow but safe. But before that, we have to do what I think every runner of this game considers is the worst non-vehicle mission in the entire speedrun. This mission is super precise cycles, super precise movement, multiple rooms in it that if you have an alert, it's basically a reset the entire mission. And this is S rank, so we can't even afford to risk the alerts. And it starts off with one of the hardest boss boost cycles or box boost cycles in the entire game. We have to box into a specific spot, take out a guard, and then immediately cut a very tight corner, or we will be seen right at the start. And this is, you use chaffs in this game, in this category?
No, we
or
do
for
not.
this mission? No chaffs? Okay. So this is what I was talking about. Hold up the guy, and then box boost out. You'll see that guard say, "What?" And we're out. So we're gonna take this first cipher out in order to get by it. That's going to trigger a caution, but a caution is actually more favorable in the next room. It puts the guards into better positions so that we can deal with their cycles better. And we're through the first room. The little flying robots, they have lasers. If they see us, if that laser points at us at all, it's an instant alert. Doesn't matter if you destroy the cipher, doesn't matter what happens, it's instant alert. So they are the most dangerous things in this entire mission. And they force you to bring a lethal weapon to this mission because you can't take them out non-lethally. So we're gonna throw a smoke and confuse these guys, roll across this, and then actually walk through this. If you equip the box, the cipher that is above in this room will actually see you. And we want to make sure that doesn't happen for the earlier mentioned reasons. And that's going to get us through the second room in one smoke. That was a good second room. Now the third room is the worst room in the entire mission. As is typical of Peace Walker, it's always the last room that's the worst. The movement in this room has to be relatively precise. And there are also a few guards and a cipher in this room that can be kind of scary depending on what they do. So we're gonna take this guard who sits at the ladder out. Then we're gonna take this cipher out. To the cipher's alert scared me. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna cause the other guard at the top of this ladder to actually get curious. It's going to cause him to come down. We're just gonna chill. And because we have the stealth suit on, we make no sound with our footprints. We can just walk past him, climb up the ladder, and out the mission, and we're done. That was a clean missile pace.
Yeah, this mission is definitely the hardest mission in the game. I mean, non-vehicle mission, thanks to like the third area in the game. You can easily get spotted if you're not careful enough. And what I did was actually some safe strats. There's even like a riskier strats for this. But yeah, I would rather lose some time over doing like faster strats.
Yeah, specifically, like there's a ladder you can roll off of in that mission to save, I don't know, 2 seconds. But if you miss the roll, you either lose 3 because you don't go off the edge, or you fall into an endless pit and have to restart the entire mission. Both bad. So you thought the last mission was bad. The game has decided with this mission, it is going to throw everything it has at us. And remember, we have to S-rank this, which means we have to be concerned about getting through everything the game has has non-lethally. So this mission actually has a very specific setup. Normally, you wouldn't want to equip the battle dress because it's pretty slow, as you'll see immediately. But this is a marathon. We want to be very safe, take our time as needed. So we're going to put it on for extra defense. It's going to ensure we get through this because one small mistake in this mission and you have to do the whole thing over. And this is a very long mission. So first things first, there is a cipher that we need to take out, and then we need to start picking all of these guards off one by one. Their damage will add up if we don't, and it also prevents us from accidentally killing them with something. The main reason to take the cipher out as opposed to ignoring it is because if we try to climb this ladder here at the base without taking it out, it will actually do a attack called a capture, which will grab us with the hook, and we have to shake it off. And depending on where the cipher is, it is actually possible for it to grab you and pull you over the cliff, so when you break out, you fall to your death and have to redo the entire mission.
I completely forgot about one important thing, to equip the smoke grenades. But technically, we should be fine because
with
body
the battle
armor-
dress,
Yeah.
you should be okay. You would want to equip the smoke so that you can ignore some enemies and just casually get through them. But again, we played it safe with the armor, so that should allow us to be fine. Because unlike other Metal Gear games, we are allowed to heal. You can use every single healing item you bring at no penalty. So as long as we make sure that they're equipped, everything will be fine. We'll just get a little closer to death than we're comfortable with in the last room, I imagine. But
Yeah.
yep.
Also, guards in this game have all LMG, which is heavy weapon machine guns, and they deal a huge amount of damage. This is why we have the battle dress and safety. Usually, as I said before, we use the sneaking suits. but we're gonna have to do the battle dress for safety. I'm timing the barrel shot on the left. Hopefully I'm gonna take down the guard, the head guard, and yes, I did.
Yeah. So something to point out, actually, one of the advantages to Xbox that Jag is playing on is that, look at that damage, that was insane. One of the advantages to the Xbox is this room has no lag in it on the Xbox version. When those explosions go off, the game gets very laggy, which the IGT is a mystery, which is why we don't use it, but it does seem to account for lag to some extent. But in general, being able to play through a mission without any lag is always preferred. Yeah, that... Oh, no. RPG guard.
Should be fine, though.
Yeah, you have 2 left, I think? Maybe 3. Should be 3. Oh yeah, 3, you're fine, you're fine. Yep. So now, on top of everything that's being thrown at us, we have to get through this tunnel in a limited time. It seems scary, but realistically, as long as you keep moving forward, you're fine. These are the last 2 guards before the final room that try to stop us. 1 LMG, 1 rocket. LMG guy is by far the biggest issue. LMG does a lot of damage, and he's actually accurate with it. The other guy climbs up and down the stairs twice for some reason. He's trying to get healing items from him. Oh,
Yeah.
ammo, okay.
Yeah, ammo, because I'm really low on ammo. Just for safety.
Yep. Completely understand, yep. So after all of that, the final room comes up, and in the final room, there are, I think, 7 guards shooting at us. Some of them have rockets, some have shotguns, some of them have 50 caliber mounted guns, and a helicopter. We have to take all of this out non-lethally with the remaining amount of HP and ammo that we have. So specifically, we're going to take the shotgun guy out first because he comes to us, and we're going to slowly pick these guys off one by one as we need to. Also, the theme song for this game is going to start playing during this mission, so get your sour pleases ready if you guys like Donna Burke, because I can vouch for this song being a good one. But yeah, there's the rocket launcher guy was the second one we took up. That guy up there that Jag's shooting now is a 50 caliber. He is by far the most damaging. The rocket and the shotgun are just annoying because they stagger you. And now, I don't know if there's one more left, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna go out and use the M60, the machine gun we brought, because despite what you might think, the M60 machine gun is actually the better way to take out this helicopter. Rockets are inconsistent and they will miss, but the LMG just constant damage to it, which is very good. And as soon as we see the helicopter do a series of explosions on its own, that's when. And Heaven's Divide is now playing as we take out the final 4 guards of the mission. Ooh, friendly fire.
Usually I throw a smoke grenade and I CQC, I shoot them once and then I CQC them.
Another concho. Yeah. Oh. Charging that man with nothing but a Mark 22.
And that's it.
And that's it. Considering the circumstances, good mission. Alright.
And now we're gonna start the final boss fight in the game. And it's a pain to deal with, it's a pain to get an S rank, and you guys are gonna see why.
Yes, indeed. On New Game, this boss really puts the strain on ammo management. it really puts a strain on time management. It's a perfect example of randomness. Realistically, this boss isn't actually that random, but all of its movements and attacks are based on HP thresholds. We're in new game. We're at this boss as soon as we can with minimal upgrades. This boss is going to seem like a bullet sponge, and it's going to make hitting a lot of the damage checks and damage thresholds very challenging to do. On top of that, if she wants to misbehave, she is going to do an attack called EMP Pulse. So we're hoping for 0 EMP pulses. Probably gonna get at least 1, but the less the better. And there are new strats for this that I'm actually not aware of. But in general, what you want to do is Peace Walker doesn't like to show her pod all that much. So what we want to do is aim for this like silver section of her leg. It is the weakest part of her that is visible 90% of the time. It's the easiest part to break, as before, breaking a part staggers. And the other big thing about Peace Walker is if Peace Walker decides to start launching a nuke, you have 1 minute or you instantly lose the mission anyway. It's just instantly over if Peace Walker successfully fires a nuke. So drill missiles are actually a decent attack. It gives us a lot of time to get some damage on it. The downside is we now have to be conscious of these missiles that will come out of the ground and possibly hit us. We do have to be aware of that. So during this time where Peace Walker is choosing to go behind the buildings, we're actually going to get some ammo out because we can't really do anything to Peace Walker when she behaves like this. And this is what I was talking about her movement and her damage thresholds. Sometimes she doesn't do that attack, sometimes she doesn't walk behind, sometimes she doesn't jump. It's really a reaction game and ammo management here. But as long as we're doing damage to Peace Walker, theoretically we're not losing time here. Now, Peace Walker jumping in the water is the best attack. She'll always jump in and then do the nuke attack, which is a great time to get damage on her, a great time to hit the pod if we want, and she takes a while to climb out. Typically, she'll either do the flamethrower, which causes a lot of lag on other versions. Again, Xbox, no lag, really nice. Or she will come out after doing missiles and she'll roar like that. That roar is the most annoying attack because if it stuns you, you lose an entire missile's worth. So here's the EMP pulse. This is what? Oh, okay.
This is the new strat that I was talking about.
Nice. So you just break the first EMP pulse automatically? That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that. So yeah, if you manage to stagger Peace Walker during an EMP pulse, it instantly cancels the EMP pulse. At this point, we'll see if she does another one or not, but basically when that orange glow starts to come out of her head, it means rockets are no-go. And that's the end of story there. That's why we wanted Chaffs for this mission, just in case. So you'll notice that we keep swapping legs. That's because once a leg is broken, we can't break it again. We can only stagger it, which depends on a lot of things. So we want to keep cycling legs to make sure that we always break a different leg. You can't see it at this point, but later in the game, there is a stat that will actually let you see enemy part HP. And that really helps you track what the heck is going on here with what you're doing and how much parts are being damaged. And really, these fights are super intricate when you get into the nitty-gritty of them. But right now, the only thing we're worried about is, am I about to die? Am I hitting Peace Walker with rockets? And have I done this in the 9 minutes that I have to do it? That's right. You have 9 minutes to successfully take out all of Peace Walker's health here. This is literally the point where... So here's our first use of chaff to make sure we get rid of this as quickly as possible.
That's a bad RNG, which means I have to use another chaff.
Ooh. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Hopefully she does not give you an extra EMP pulse.
This is a good example why you cannot use
yeah,
the rockets.
see how that rocket got stuck and then flew back at us? There's that's why. And as Jag just unfortunately demonstrated for us, when Peace Walker does an animation, she gets into this like animation lock. She basically cannot be knocked out of it once she's in it. This is especially relevant at 20% HP, but the EMP pulse is also an example of there's just, you can't do anything about it because she got animation locked. So the EMP has no effect on her. It's a really unfortunate way to have programmed this fight, but it's what we have to live with. But so speaking of the 20%, the thing about that is when we see it, Peace Walker is going to initiate something we call launching S-mines. It's what we just saw, but it's a special version of that where Peace Walker turns into this giant walking monster. And on this category, it's not super relevant, but ooh, was that an accident?
Yeah, it was. I wanted to use the supply marker because it was low ammo. Should be fine.
Yeah, all depends on what she chooses to do. But yeah, it will be fine either way. Back in the water?
No, not anymore.
That's S-mines. But yeah, so when we see the special launching S-mines, she's gonna turn into this giant monster, and on other difficulties like New Game Plus in this game, you'll really notice this HP threshold thing. Because when she hits 20%, it's actually completely impossible to do any damage to Peace Walker until she has jumped, which really, in every category of the game, puts Peace Walker in charge of how this fight goes. So Peace Walker is walking behind the buildings again, which is another... Unfortunately, we just have to deal with it. As I said before, this fight really is just an absolute tank here.
You're not supposed to do this fight, by the
Yeah.
way. You're supposed to like to develop a lot of equipments and stuff.
Yeah.
So the fact that we're actually doing this and aiming for S rank is, let's just say, is crazy.
Yeah. If any fight in this game is meant to exemplify the you are meant to return to these missions with better equipment, it is this mission. It is possible to S rank this on first visit, but it really does come down to whether the game wants to let you S rank it or not. Okay, she's gonna do the leg attack, which is free damage on her. So we're getting close to that S-mine attack that I was talking about here. Actually, something I could talk about. You'll notice Snake reloads pretty slow. Soldiers in this game actually have stats. In this category, we are actually forced to use Snake the entire playthrough, but there are other soldiers you can play through which have different stats. So Snake here has a reload, I think, of B-ish, which is why he reloads kinda slow, but as I said, being the first time in this, there is no option. You have to play Snake, which is a way that they kinda force you to play through the story, if you will. So here's the S-mine attack. Now we can start doing damage to Peace Walker again. Anything we had done after we got to 20% before she had jumped and started this attack or some other attack would have essentially been moot and done absolutely nothing to us. Also, you'll notice there's a pod in the middle of Peace Walker. That's called the Reptile Pod. It essentially takes the place of the Mammal Pod. That's the whole story of this game is, can an AI decide if nuclear deterrence is worthwhile or not, or is a viable solution or not, and then it gets into this psychedelic mess of two minds thinking as one, and basically, even though it looks like a pod, you can't actually damage the other pod in the back, which is a really dumb mechanic in my mind, but, you know, it's a video game.
Alright, so that's the fight, but we're not done yet with the mission.
Nope. Alright. So, there is actually still some tech to this. The thing I mentioned earlier, we recently discovered something super unique. The sneaking suit and the battle dress, both of them actually save about 15 seconds on this upcoming thing that we're about to do. We do not know why, other than the animation is slower in every other set of fatigues. So, but we didn't even realize that we were all getting free time saved. Also, Snake is going to move over to the C side of this middle column. You'll notice the cursor is on the D side. You actually need to move over to the C side and then start mashing your remove board button. Otherwise, Snake will rotate around, which will lose quite a bit of time because he moves very slow in this pod. But at this point, this is the only set of boards we do have to remove. We have to remove every board you see in this thing as quickly as possible. The battle dress and the sneaking suit will finish this at about 2:18 on the clock, I think. Whereas every other fatigue finishes at about 2:01, 2:02, 2:03. So it really is about 15 seconds just because Snake pulls these boards out faster, and I'm assuming he's putting them on the pouch in his side, but this man knows how to hold 40 boards somewhere.
Yeah, this is the only mission that would pick up boards, and you need to pick it up. Picking up the boards will take like 2 minutes exactly.
Yep.
If you did the input correctly.
And that's why we only have 9 minutes to beat Peace Walker itself, because this mission has a 12:30 benchmark for S rank. It takes about 2:15 to pull out all these boards, and on top of that, there's skipping cutscenes. There's the boss dying cutscene, which does add to IGT. So we have to account for all that. In the end, it's pretty much 9 minutes, and the boss deciding you can beat me in 9 minutes for that S rank. But overall, yeah. This is not the end of the game, though. There is one mission left after this, but that was the final boss fight.
Yeah, this is not the... We're not done yet. We're still one more mission that we need to do. And it's actually a kind of annoying mission to deal with. That's because you need to defeat Peace Walker. Yeah, we're going to have to fight Peace Walker again, a disabled Peace Walker, and you need to beat it in 2 minutes. So technically, the games tell you that you need to unleash everything that you have against Peace Walker to stop it from sending the transmission, the false data, which is have nukes into NORAD. So you need to launch everything, shoot everything, and prevent Peace Walker from doing so. And as I said before, we have like 2 minutes to do so. So, actually, to be honest, you do not need to do any of that. All you have to do, just go here, sit down in your box, and chill. And that's it. So, yeah, it's actually like a timed mission. No matter the amount of damage that you actually do, is completely irrelevant. You have like 2 minutes. You need to wait for 2 minutes before this mission ends. And by the fade out, it's gonna be time. And yeah, we're just gonna sit down, enjoy the sunset and the suns, and gonna take a look at Peace Walker. It seems doing fine, so we're gonna take a look here. And yeah, chill for a little bit.
It's a nice sunset.
It is definitely a nice sunset. And in the meantime, I would like to give some shout-outs. I'm going to give shout-outs to the Metal Gear speedrunner community for the support. I'm going to give a shout-outs to my wife for supporting my hobby and supporting everything. I would like to also to thank Mr. Sarge Silence for doing the commentary for this game. I will also thanks for the host and for all the people who actually worked for ESA and make this event become a thing. And I would like also to give a shout out to everyone on the chat watching right now. I know it's too late to some of you guys, or too early to some of you guys, but thanks for sticking by and watching this amazing run. And also shout outs to MGSR community, to shout outs to myself as well, because I believe this run was really, really good. I don't remember there were any resets besides the tank mission, I guess. And yeah, it's not a world record, unfortunately, but it's close by. At least we managed to get sub 2 hours, and yeah, we are 1 minute away from 2 hours mark. So yeah, thanks guys very much.
So for timing, you're gonna hear some explosions, and then the fade's gonna start, and that fade is gonna be time. So we'll call that out.
And yeah, time. And that's Peace Walker.
All right. GG, Jag. GG. Thank you for the run, and thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. Truly appreciate it. I'm gonna mute the music here because it's DMCA Big Monka. Yes, the credit sequence here is DMCA song, so we're muting it. You do not want to end up getting ESA banned. Anyway, yeah, that's it for me. Thank you guys very much for watching. And I'll be back actually on Monday, late Monday actually. I'll be doing a race for MGS2. Make sure to tune in for that. And yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.